So where is VF code? So we're doing like if we have there is no record, so there is some exception we are getting in the code. Else what can we do here? So I can say template what is not okay.
So Amarjit, this template is similar to page block section in the Visualforce page, huh?
No, like पेज ब्लॉक सेक्शन की तरह तो नहीं बोलूंगा, पेज ब्लॉक की तरह बोलूंगा.
अच्छा, ओके.
नहीं, सो पेज ब्लॉक सी ये तो हमारा फॉर्म की तरह हो गया टेम्पलेट, तो ठीक है. कार्ड होगा हमारा पेज ब्लॉक की तरह, यू आर राइट. सो टेम्पलेट भी नहीं होगा एक्चुअली, टेम्पलेट हो गया हमारा आउटपुट लेवल की तरह हो गया. ये आउटपुट लेवल होता है ना, उसके अंदर अलग अलग से होते हैं, तो ये ना सेक्शन की तरह ना हो. यहाँ पे हमारा लेआउट आइटम होता है, एक लेआउट होता है, फिर लेआउट आइटम होता है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, तो लेआउट और लेआउट आइटम वो सेक्शन की तरह हम कंसीडर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, वो चीज होती है यहाँ पे.
अब जैसा अपन फ्रंट एंड फॉर्म डिजाइन कर रहे हैं अगर, तो फिर हम क्या यूज करेंगे उसके लिए? जैसा विजुअलफोर्स पेज में हम फॉर्म बोल के टैग यूज कर रहे थे, देखिए फॉर्म टैग.
हाँ, तो फॉर्म
फॉर्म
टैग यूज करें,
टेम्पलेट हो गया.
हाँ वी कैन से. सो वो देखो वो चीज आप, ये तो आपका जो स्टैंडर्ड रहता है ना, देखो पेज वहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड रहता है, फॉर्म वहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड रहता है, पेज ब्लॉक सेक्शन वहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड रहता है. तो यहाँ पे ये कार्ड जरूरी नहीं है कि कार्ड हमारे लेना है मैंडेटरी हो जाता है यहाँ पे.
हाँ, वही कौन सा कंपोनेंट हम यूज
देखो
करना है,
टेम्पलेट
वो कैसे पता
मैंडेटरी
चलेंगे?
है, टेम्पलेट मैंडेटरी है आपका. उसके अंदर आप जो भी
ओके.
लो वो टोटली आपका डायनेमिक रहता है कि जो आपको कम करना है, ज्यादा करना है, छोटा करना, बड़ा करना है. ठीक है, तो
ओके अमरजीत.
हाँ, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या कर रहे थे. हाँ, so now let me do one thing. So let me write template inside the template, and now let's do one thing. So now let me just add for each for item. Index इंडेक्सिंग किया, उसके बाद हमारा की सर्टिफ वी कैन सेट सर्टिफ. showing an error message. Let me save this one because let me just use this exact name. So this is my this is an index. That should be okay. Fine, I can remove this error as well. You can save one line item. Let me check. Iterate records 9WC. Okay, attributes 9WC. Template iterate no. So मैंने किया हुआ है data table columns. They are using standard keywords, so we are not looking for standard, we are looking for custom. Using JSON, no, we don't need this one. Template for each objects for item object. If it is true objects, then we'll do it like this. So similarly, we are doing. I think similarly we are doing. It's like if it is true, then okay. Then it is for each and for item. Then it is, and so, and then I can say it's a keyword. I can use letters. So before that, it should be correct. There is some mess. Oh, 1 second, 1 second. I think I'm using. Oh shit.
Yeah, for item should be string.
Exactly. And as of now, I'm not giving an index. Index is not mandatory here. Index is not mandatory here. So indexing is used for, like, if you want to calculate a number of records, it will start from 0. So whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this, we can do it. As of now, we don't need this one. Okay. So now let's go to let's go there and let's create some div or some paragraph. So accordingly, we can create that one, and accordingly, we can provide the key is equal to, we can say our s.id, and then if I want to display the number of records, let's say I don't want to display the records on the page block, let's say on the input field and output field like this. So if I want to display the records on the like directly with the records only without any giving the parameters and all. So now I can say is a s.id only. So let me just deploy this one. Else if I want to add some name as well, so if my apex class, what I written here, it's name and id only. So if I want to add name, so it will also be work as a name as well. So if name is not there, then it won't work. It is showing number of records as a id. So whatever id do we have, so it is showing every id. Okay, so similarly, if I want to add some id plus, I can say some name as well. So we can say some plus, and after that I want to add some name as well, as dot name. And make sure in Visual Force page you can write the small n, small id, and that is not case sensitive. But in case of Lightning Web Component, everything is case sensitive. Okay, you can, so whatever you are like, what if you are using the field, you are accessing the field from the database, then it should be started from capital letter. Okay, so let me just try to refresh this one. So if it is it should work fine. Even it should show the number of records as well, like it is showing the name as well, right? It's showing number name as well. So instead of using this one, if I want to display these things in case of like input fields and all, so even we can directly use input, sorry, lightning input. In the lightning input, I can directly pass the name value. Value is stored name, and after that I can say it's okay, fine, it should work now.
So it should, Amarjit, it should be capital N, right? For
Sorry,
name.
sorry, exactly right. It should be capital N. Okay, so now so even if you want to add some indexing and all, so what's the issue is missing the key, in the inside that iterator. So id and key, it is showing key value Value. It should show as name as similar. It should work actually. So why it is not working in case of input? Let me go to my previous code and let me just check which I done in daytime. Yeah, this is already one. Not this one. My essay login essay skip model global promotion. Yeah, this one. We are using for each here. So this is my wrapper class list. For item we are getting here. So for item I'm like accessing as a key object key. So after that, if I'm trying to use the input field there, so I'm using placeholder, I'm using label, I'm using disable, fine. Yeah, fine, fine. So I'm using all these things. So my div started from here. Okay, got it.
Maybe you have to give key.
No. So you know what's happening? So that should be ended here, right? Because I'm using the paragraph after this one. Because key we are started here, it won't be able to understand what's the like scope of the key. Okay, so now it should work fine. So let me deploy this one.
What does this key does, Amarjit?
Sorry?
What is this keyword?
Key keyword is like you need to define these are key keywords, because without this you won't be able to do the indexing. Okay, that's the mandatory. Without key, it's the initialization point of the Lightning Web component. Like from where you can start the Lightning Web component reports. Like without this is a mandatory. You can't iterate. You can't display any records without this key. Okay, because ID it is a unique identifier. We can say like it should be your ID only. It should be your ID only. If it is unique, even you can create your whatever uniqueness unique report you have, so even you can pass the things, but it should be ID. So whatever the uniqueness according to this key, then it will be iterate as per the unique record. So now let me go there. So what we did here, we removed everything, no? So we are using input fields. So we are using input field like this. Okay, so we have multiple fields because we are using input. So whatever, if you have multiple records, then it will show multiple fields. If you have one record, then it will show only one record. Okay, similarly, if you want to display the ID as well, display in case of output format or in case of input format, accordingly we can pass this one and we can do the things. Or else we can do one thing here. Let's say as a template I'm passing in a my component. So this is hard coded things, right? So if I want to convert from hard coded to as a dynamic from the custom label I want to use here, so then how can we use the custom label in case of Lightning Web component? So finally we directly cannot call the custom label directly in the Lightning HTML side. First, for that we need to go to JS side, and the JS side we directly will first create the first create the custom label. My component, something like this component, my LWC component. So what is my value of the what is my value inside the HTML side? It's my component only, right? My component, let me just save this one. Okay, So we have saved this one. So let me copy this one. So now what we will go, we'll go to HTML side. So we'll do one thing. We'll import the custom label here. From @ there is some label. Is there any custom label? So let me just directly Salesforce. So let me just directly see my code only. So let me just check how I did in daytime. You have to take reference, and then we can go ahead. Okay, so where is my custom label here? Yeah, so there is custom label at the Salesforce / label and then c.label name. Okay, so similarly we'll go to Salesforce and we can search a label and then we can go c.label name. So this is my label name, right? I think that's the correct one. Oh, I think I did the wrong spelling. Yeah, it seems fine now. It seems fine now. Yes. So after this, so what will I do here? So after this, here we are using this label syntax. Okay, similarly, I'll do one thing. I'll copy and paste. So I'll remove everything inside this. So this is my one variable which I created as a label. You can create any other name as well. But yes, so label is a like unique identifier. We can say it's a label only. We can identify this label. So where there is space. Okay, so let me just copy this label and I can paste here. So if you have any other label, so you have to copy and paste like this, like you have to replace and then comma and another label and like this. Okay, so let me just do the indentation here. Fine. So let me just go to HTML side. In the HTML side, so I'll do one thing. I'll go to label dot. I'll remove everything here. I'll do label. Let me just confirm this thing as well. So we have this. So we are using label dot. Yes, correct. So label dot my label name. Okay, this is my label name. So if I'll deploy this thing, and like what is a translator? What's the use of translation and all? Are you aware? Are you aware from translation and all or not?
I think Amarjit, this translation is translating for multilingual, right? The labels.
So like Animesh, आपको पता translation क्या होती है भाई? गीता, how it works?
वही जो कस्टम लेबल में यूज होता है वही.
हाँ right. पता है ना how it will work?
Yes, Amarjit.
Okay, great.
We saw that, Amarjit.
हाँ हमने I think हमारा हुआ था ना कुछ ऐसा.
Correct, हाँ.
है ना? Why it is not reflecting here? Saved or not? Saved. Deploy नहीं हुआ क्या अपना? My component. So it is showing my component. So it is showing my component here. Great, fine. ठीक है. My component I'm using. I think there is some refreshing issue. Deploy. Okay, तो ट्रांसलेशन का पता तो ट्रांसलेशन तो आप कर ही लोगे. ट्रांसलेशन में कोई हेडेक है नहीं. यहाँ है मानसा. क्या हो गया इसे भाई? English, my web component, my LWC component. Only top, like even I didn't do any hard coding, right? My component. Let me just check. There is some hard code. No, there is nothing. No result. Let me just check in the JS as well. Shit. Even there is nothing related to my component. Yeah, fine. So then might be there is some refreshment issue only. The refreshing issue only it is showing. Okay, else if I'll do logout and login, because this is coming from that side only. So yeah, so let's say if I'm facing some issue, if I want to debug the code in JavaScript side, so might be some of you is aware how to debug and all, but yeah, let me tell you. So let's say we are getting a data inside this, so but I want to check whether we are getting a data or not. Okay, so how can we check then? So I'll do one thing. I'll like we have let's say we have alert. So similarly, like we are not doing the alerts, so we are doing the console here. So as a system.debug like system.debug logs we have, so we have here console.log. Okay, so let's say if I want to check whether we are getting the data inside this or not, so here I can say it's a data something like this, we can say plus like this I can say, and I can deploy the full components. अभी आया देखो ये XX वाला, ठीक है, रिफ्रेशमेंट इशू ही था. So let's say if if I want to go to debug like in debug logs, and I want to check the value, this is showing like we are getting a value in the like object. It means we are getting a value. So if I want to like, if even I'm not able to understand the value, what a value we are getting here. Similarly, if like I'll tell you how can we like stringify this one. And so
Amarjit, how can we see that one, Amarjit, the debug logs? Just now, is this screen.
no, we are able to see now. Na, this is
No,
console.
no. What is the shortcut key to open this?
Using inspect.
Inspect.
Element.
Right click inspect.
Okay.
So we'll go there and we'll check. So whatever we are getting here. So let's say there is filter. So filter, let's say I'm not aware. So I'll go there in the class. So there is some where I put it. So there is hash data, something like this. I'll go there and I'll just paste this one. So whatever filter we are getting, so it is showing this one. So we are getting object, but we are not able to understand. So what object it is? Okay, so which record? What's the record name? Okay, so similarly we'll do the alert. And if I add the alert here, and if I want to check, similarly I can add same value. And I'm deploying this thing. क्या दिक्कत होगी भाई? Mansa?
Yes, Amarjit.
Can you contact with Hurmat whether she's joining or not?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so here as well we are getting the object. right? So we are not able to read the data of all the object. So how can we check the how can we check the result? So we can say it's a stringify, क्या नसीर भाई
जी मलिक,
ऐसे यूज करते हैं ना?
नहीं पता मजिद, मैं यूज नहीं किया स्ट्रिंगिफाई क्या है ये।
अच्छा, नो वरी। stringify.json होता है ना शायद, string, अरे यार ये ना वैसे भी आ जाता रहता है उसको यहाँ से deploy करते हैं। It is showing nothing. It is nothing. It is showing, right? So it means, so there is some issue. Like we can set some JSON format. We can convert it in JSON, stringify.json. Let me just confirm this one. So I was doing stringify.json. 1 second. Sorry. I was doing in opposite direction. Yeah. It was JSON.stringify.
Amarjit,
Yes.
Kurmat is about to join now. She will
Okay.
join in 1 minute, in a minute or so.
Okay, no worry. Yeah, if you also want to join this class, so we can continue the class, and if you want to drop the class, so that's also okay. Okay, Vishwanath, this is compulsory for you, and Rahul bhai, for you as well. Okay.
Whether you'll continue the same topic or it will be interview question.
No, that will be an interview class only. Interview only, not
Okay.
same.
Okay, fine. Then I'm dropping Majid.
You already selected, I know.
Okay.
No worry. Okay, so here we are able to see the data in the JSON format, right? So we are able to see the data because we have stringified that whatever records object we are getting. So it was in alert. So similarly, let's check to inspect. Let me go to console. So same way it is showing the data. Okay, so it is showing here as well. So like this we can do. Okay. Okay then, so I need to continue the class. Or
Amarjit, can you share the code now?
yeah, sure. Let me go to WhatsApp.
अमरजीत,
Yes.
वो जावा स्क्रिप्ट वाली जो फाइल में वो सी डॉट वो लिखा हुआ है ना, हम लोगों ने लेबल सी क्या है वहां पे?
कहाँ पे?
सी मेरे ख्याल से वो स्टैंड्स फॉर कस्टम लेबल, मे बी उसका वो है शायद। हाँ, सी डॉट
ये
अब
लेबल
सी पूछ रहे हो, व्हाट द सी स्टैंड फॉर?
हाँ,
अच्छा ठीक है, मेरा व्हाट्सएप है। देखो भाई, सलमान खान का कॉल आते हैं मेरे पास प्रॉक्सी के लिए। अबे यार,
मेरा ख्याल से उसको स्टंट कराने के प्रॉक्सी होना चाहिए।
नहीं, इनको चाहिए बोले कि मुझे सलमान खान बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे मूवी में उसमें कुछ दिखता नहीं है, फिल्मों में पैसा अच्छा नहीं है, सेल्सफोर्स में ज्यादा अच्छा है।
वो जी सी स्टैंड्स फॉर द कस्टम।
हाँ भाई,
ये चारों फाइल अमरजीत जिप फाइल में डाल के भेज देना था आप, नहीं तो ठीक है।
नहीं, कोई इशू नहीं है, मैंने वैसे यहाँ पे डाल दिया है।
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है।
मैंने यहाँ ग्रुप में डाल दिया ना, तो कोई इशू नहीं है। हाँ, एक चीज ध्यान रखना कि ग्रुप में जो मैंने जो डाला है और आप सेम टू सेम कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हो और उस टाइम वो काम नहीं कर रहा है, ठीक है, उस टाइम काम नहीं कर रहा, तो उसका रीजन क्या हो सकता है। व्हाट्सएप पे एक चीज होती है, आप अंडरस्कोर होता है ना, जो अंडरस्कोर 2 अंडरस्कोर हट के 1 अंडरस्कोर हो जाता है, ठीक है। जैसे मैं यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ कॉन्टैक्ट अंडरस्कोर सी, तो अभी के लिए ये आ गया। आई थिंक जब आप कॉपी करोगे समथिंग कुछ ऐसा होता है, ठीक है, 1 अंडरस्कोर हट जाता है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, एक ही अंडरस्कोर रहता है उस टाइम पे।
ठीक है
हाँ,
मुझे।
एक ही रहता है, तो वो गलती मत करना। जो इनके साथ ऐसा कुछ आता है तो वो आपका कुछ अंडरस्कोर्स की वजह से इशू होगा, ठीक है। चलो ठीक है देन।
ठीक है मुझे, चलो थैंक्स
ओके
मुझे।
देन, ओके गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग।
बाय बाय।
ओके, आप दोबारा ज्वाइन कर लेना एक बार, छोटा सा कॉल रह गया जिनको करना है, आप दोबारा कॉल ज्वाइन कर